How can I help you? Well,
We want to make moving pictures. Warner Pictures. What do you say?
I can't sell these.
What do you mean you can't sell these?
They're terrible.
I want Jack to run the studio.
I thought we'd do it together.
Well, I need you to run this radio station. Look, once it's up and running, you can help Jack.
Help Jack. Help my younger brother Jack.
Sam Warner always dreamed of making his mark in the movies. And one day, that dream got a little closer.
Hello?
Hey, Sam, it's engineering. Can you come down to the theater?
Well, what do you mean?
There's just something you really gotta see.
Cheese. Cheese crisps. Cheese crisps.
Harry, it's Sam. You gotta come down here. It's a miracle. It's sound on film.
Yeah, we've waited for our time to come, calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing what? We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory. We do it for the glory.
It was hard to believe that moving pictures had come so far. It had barely been 2 decades since Carl Laemmle first walked into a dingy storefront theater and was mesmerized by a crude moving image projected on a bedsheet. Now, 50 million people every week were going to the movies. That's half of America, every week. Movies themselves had grown up too. They were now an art form. Paramount, MGM, Fox, Universal, and United Artists spent millions to create lavish productions, from swashbucklers to westerns to intimate dramas. We all thought cinema had reached its zenith. United Artists had really hit their stride, churning out one Mary Pickford hit after another. And they'd struck box office gold with Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush. Rudolph Valentino, the first Hollywood heartthrob, had also just joined their roster. So, they had America's Sweetheart, The Funniest Man in America, and The Matinee Idol. Not bad, if you ask me.
Next month, we're gonna double that number. Did you hear that? I said double.
Over at Universal, things were looking up too. Carl Laemmle took a hint from the success of The Hunchback of Notre Dame and poured his cash into big-budget horror movies like The Phantom of the Opera.
My lawyer's bringing the contract over. You should be there any minute now.
And William Fox was hiring these highbrow European directors who were making jaw-dropping avant-garde pictures, the likes of which we'd never seen. At Paramount, I'd hit it big with a new star, a girl from Brooklyn named Clara Bow. I gave her the leading role in a film called It. And she was so popular that people started acting acting like her in real life. Women wanted to be her. They dressed like her and cut their hair the same. I'd never seen anything like it. It was life, imitating art. And her flapper style came to define the look of the Roaring '20s. Standing in the shadow of the giant studios were the Warner Brothers. They were still a small production company, but Sam Warner believed he'd just stumbled onto their ticket to the big leagues. All he had to do was get his brother Harry on board.
Thought we were having a finance meeting.
We are, but take a look at this first.
Take a look at what?
Just wait.
Is this some kind of joke?
Please, Harry, you gotta see this.
Cheese. Cheese crisps. Come on in here, come on in here, Alexander's
Is this real?
It's real.
Come on in here, come on in here.
Guys have figured out a way to record sound and vision and synchronize the two.
Alexander's back to the back.
It may have been just a little screen test, not even a minute long. But when Sam heard the actor talk, he knew that movies had changed forever, and that sound was the final piece in the moving picture puzzle. For years, engineers had tried to add sound to film, going all the way back to Edison. But they could never get the voices to match the lips. Then, in 1925, some folks finally figured it out. During filming, a cable connected the camera to a recorder. Then that record would be played on a phonograph connected by another cable to the projector. It wasn't perfect, but it was synchronized sound. Sam realized that now music and sound effects could be synced with the picture, and actors could talk to one another. Imagine that. Movies would be just like real life, completely immersing the audience in the story. Sam thought if the Warners moved fast and got out in front with sync sound, they could blow the other studios out of the water.
So what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah, about the film.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting novelty.
You're kidding. Actors talking? It's gonna change the movie industry, and we have a chance to be at the forefront. This is our big chance to be one of the big five.
We will be one of the big five, but not like this. Nobody wants to hear actors talk.
You don't know that.
As a matter of fact, I do. Only about 5% of the world speaks English. Our movies sell all around the world. What are they supposed to do, bring a translator along?
But there's the whole of America.
Movies are all about the visual. You want to hear someone talk? Listen to the radio.
Imagine being Sam here. He was sure that the Warner Brothers were sitting on an absolute gold mine. But Harry just couldn't see it. To be fair, Harry was being practical. There was no need to gamble on a risky technology when the Warner Brothers were finally making a little money with their new star, Rin Tin Tin. Rinty, as his fans called him, was on a roll. Harry said that dog was worth its weight in gold. Anytime they needed money, they released another Rin Tin Tin movie. And the public couldn't get enough of him. I mean, that dog was getting tens of thousands of fan letters a week. But all that was about to be threatened. You see, Louis B. Mayer was the biggest Rin Tin Tin fan. And when Mayer saw something he liked, he'd just take it.
I mean, those eyes, they melt your heart. It's some of the best acting I've ever seen. Oh, just sign here. The time he fell from the tree and then he had to limp all the way home. Incredible. How did you get a dog to act like that?
Mayer couldn't get Rin Tin Tin, so he did the next best thing. He stole the producer.
Welcome to MGM.
The way he saw it, that was Hollywood. Grab whatever talent you can. Mayer turned the newly formed MGM studio into a powerhouse. It was the crown jewel of big Hollywood. He got the best talent, locked them into long contracts, and kept them toiling away at the massive new MGM studio complex in Culver City. It was 53 acres and employed more than 2,000 people. There were 22 stages, an entire building full of props and costumes. It was nothing short of a dream factory. But this magical place had a dark side. You see, to Louis B. Mayer, the actors and staff at MGM were family, and he was the patriarch. It was his house, his rules. And rule number one was keep MGM's image squeaky clean. Of course, Mayer's stars would occasionally get in trouble. They'd have affairs, they'd get arrested, they'd get drunk and talk to the press. I mean, you name it. So Mayer hired this guy, Eddie Mannix, a mafia-connected former bouncer from New Jersey. Eddie was Mayer's fixer, and it was his job to sniff out any hint of scandal at MGM before it became a problem. Mannix and his spies kept tabs on everybody at the studio. They'd read stars' telegrams. They'd follow them around town. If you were an MGM star, there was nowhere to hide. And if you screwed up, Mannix would clean up your mess, pay off the cops if he had to, and then you were fired. At MGM, employees may have followed strict rules, but Mayer answered to no one in Hollywood. He was ruthless. A move like stealing Rin Tin Tin's producer may seem morally questionable at best, but to Mayer it was business as usual. The trouble for the Warners was Rin Tin Tin was the only thing keeping the lights on. Those movies were all they had. Harry had to do something.
Dear Governor Richardson, it would be an honor to open your general hospital since I strive to make people happy. Harry, take a seat. Can I get you a drink or a cigar?
No thanks.
How can I help you?
You stole my producer.
I didn't steal anyone. Raph came to see me. No disrespect, but MGM is a big studio, and I bet he thought there were big opportunities.
And the rest of my staff?
No idea. But if they come over here, it's because they don't like it over at Warner's. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have movies to make.
In that moment, it dawned on Harry. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday soon, the Warners were gonna be steamrolled over and swallowed up. All because the big studios were just too powerful. I mean, Harry was right. We had our hands in every stage of the process. We owned production companies, film distributors, and theaters. The Warners were just a production company. To stay in business, Harry knew they had to expand. But to expand, he needed Wall Street. Now, luckily for him, investors were hungry for a piece of the movies. In 1925, the stock market was going through the roof, and Wall Street had money to burn. Movies were also more popular than ever, and Hollywood was now one of the largest industries in the country, worth over $2 billion and growing fast. So, after talking to a few bankers, Harry got access to a multi-million-dollar fund. Harry's first order of business was to buy a struggling film company, Vitagraph. They were once part of the mighty trust. Now they were in debt. But they had 2 big studios and a nationwide distribution network. So Harry gave it to Jack to run.
I know.
And overnight, the Warner Brothers studio more than doubled in size. But to really compete, Harry needed what Paramount, United Artists, and MGM already had. The trifecta of studio, distribution, and exhibition. He needed theaters. But instead of buying them, he built his own. 2 massive theaters that were so luxurious, people said it was like walking into a palace. Harry built one in New York and one in Hollywood.
Come on along, let me take you by the hand, up to the man, the funny man.
But he quickly realized that running theaters was expensive. He had to find a way to cut costs. Now, back then, all big theaters had a live orchestra playing music to accompany the film on the screen. But orchestras weren't cheap.
Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band. Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band. Come on in here, it's the best band of the land. Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band.
And that's when Harry had a brilliant idea.
So I wanted to talk to you about this John Barrymore movie.
Don Juan?
We wanted to open it in our New York theater. Only it's not going to have an orchestra pit.
Why's that?
Because I want you to try this sound idea of yours. I want you to put the music on the film. Can you do it?
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to record the orchestra, and then we could sync that up with the film.
Okay. Let's do it.
Well, why stop with music? I mean, you could add some sound effects. You get the sounds of the sword fighting.
All right. Just no actors talking, okay?
Sure, Harry.
It was a huge gamble. Nobody had ever synchronized music with a movie before. And it meant theaters would have to wire for sound if they wanted to show Don Juan. But Harry was hoping theater owners would see the upside of not having to pay a live orchestra. For Sam, this was a chance to prove that synchronized sound would make audiences go wild. The Warners poured all that cash, more than $500,000, into Don Juan. It was a big-budget costume drama starring legendary stage actor John Barrymore. Harry even commissioned the New York Philharmonic to perform the soundtrack while Sam supervised the synchronized recording of it. The big test came on opening night. Harry invited anyone who was anyone, and we all showed up out of curiosity, secretly hoping it would be a disaster.
You seem nervous,
Nervous?
like you're on edge or something.
On edge? No. I'm good. This had better work.
The film was a roaring success. The audience loved hearing the synchronized crash of swords and the swelling music at just the right moment. For Sam, it was proof that sound was the future.
Now that's what I call an opening. Nice work.
And if you think this is good, imagine what it would be if we made a talking picture.
Hey, didn't we talk about this? We're not doing that.
I knew the potential sound was huge, but I was scared to death of it. You see, I had all these big silent pictures hitting the screen like Beau Geste and The Great Gatsby. And my biggest star, Clara Bow, well, none of her fans knew it, but her Brooklyn accent was thicker than pizza dough. Sound was gonna mess everything up. But I had a plan.
Come in. Sam. Thanks for coming in.
Oh no, it's a pleasure.
Well done on the Don Juan picture.
Thanks.
So you'll be making a talking picture next?
I don't know. It's not really my decision.
Cigar?
Sure.
How do you feel about coming to Paramount? Let me put it another way. I want you in charge of switching Paramount Studios to sound. I want every picture to have music and actors talking.
I'm honored, Mr. Zukor. I mean, that's a dream job. But I'm gonna need to think about it.
Sure. Don't take too long.
Sam knew if he could get out from under the shadow of his brothers, he could make a talking picture. As for me, all I wanted was for sound to roll out in a timeline that worked for Paramount. And having Sam on my payroll would give me control.
Do we have a meeting?
No, I just wanted to talk.
Fire away.
I'm leaving.
What are you talking about?
I'm joining Paramount.
You're kidding. This is a joke?
No. I went to see Zukor. He's offered me a really great job.
Sam, we're brothers. We stick together. That's what Pop always said. You stick together.
I made up my mind.
Just sit down for a second. Look, I didn't want to tell you this yet, not until it was all rubber stamped. But I'm buying the rights to a Broadway musical. It's going to be big, and I want you to produce the movie. I want it to have sound.
You mean adding music again?
No, not just adding music. I want singing too. But I need your expertise. Now, if we could pull this off, it'll create a rush for sound. And the Warner Brothers will own that technology.
What's the movie called?
The Jazz Singer.
I've heard of it.
If you get a chance to see it on Broadway, the lead, George Jessel, is amazing.
Is he signed up too?
Jack is just sorting out the paperwork now. So we good?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll do.
Hello?
It's Sam. Sam Warner.
Sam, how are you?
Yeah, good. Listen, about the job. I mean, it sounds great, but I can't do it.
I had a hunch you would do this. You could say the blood is thicker than water and all that baloney, but the truth is, Harry bought Sam with the Jazz Singer. But Sam was happy. He knew that the Jazz Singer could be even bigger than Don Juan. It was another opportunity to push the envelope with sound.
Sure, we can meet up for lunch.
And another step closer to his dream of a fully talking picture.
Okay, great.
Change was in the air. The Warner Brothers pushed ahead on the Jazz Singer. It had been a huge Broadway hit, but that was mostly due to the lead, George Jessel. And he was perfect for the movie version. So all that remained was for Jack to do the deal. But signing Jessel would turn out to be a lot harder than he expected.
He what?
He wanted this, he wanted that.
If there's no George Jessel, then we have no movie, and I made a promise to Sam.
You told me to
Jessel said he didn't like the screenplay. The Warners said he wanted more money. Either way, George Jessel was out. But while the Warners scrambled to find a new actor, somebody else was looking to beat their sound technology. You see, the Warner Brothers' whole phonograph connected by cable to the projector thing worked, but it was clunky, and it didn't always stay in sync. William Fox had a better idea.
You see this track running along the side of the film? That contains the sound. So it's perfectly synchronized with the picture. Unlike that Warner Brothers attempt.
That's brilliant.
It is. I'm calling it movie tone.
For years, Fox had been secretly developing his own system for synchronized sound. He'd purchased a patent from physicist and inventor Theodore Case, who'd figured out how to use light to record sound signals on the film itself. The signals were then read by a projector and played out through a speaker. And since the sound was right there on the film, it always stayed in sync. Movie tone was brilliant, but Fox had an even better idea for how to market it. Fox got word that a young airmail pilot named Charles Lindbergh was going to try to fly non-stop across the Atlantic alone. This had never been done before, and if he succeeded, it'd be a big deal. So Fox decided to use movie tone to make a newsreel of the flight. Newsreels were short films of current events that played in theaters before movies. And up till now, they'd been silent. But this newsreel would have synchronized sound. On the morning of May 20th, 1927, movie-tone cameras captured Charles Lindbergh's takeoff from Roosevelt Field in New York. It was two technological breakthroughs in one. The first transatlantic solo flight, documented in sight and sound exactly as it happened. 33 hours later, Lindbergh touched down in Paris. He was honored by President Coolidge on his return home.
Colonel Charles A. Lindbergh.
And Fox's newsreel took the world by storm. Hundreds lined up outside theaters across the U.S., not to see movies, but to watch and hear Lindbergh fly. Movietone had made a grand entrance and caused a panic across Hollywood. The cat was out of the bag. Everyone was talking about sync sound. So, if the Warners wanted to get out in front, they had to move fast on the jazz singer.
What's happening with getting a lead for the jazz singer?
Nothing so far.
Fox is gonna beat us. And if he gets there first, every studio is gonna want his technology and every bank will be licking his balls.
There is this one singer I know. He's one of the best.
Can he act?
I don't know.
And so the Warners hired a Broadway crooner named Al Jolson. Now, as a singer, he was brilliant. But as a screen actor, let's just say he was a work in progress.
Hey, Al, Can you keep your head up while you play? And sit on this edge for us?
Why?
Because the camera needs to be able to see you.
Well, that's not how I play.
Okay. Take it again. Hello?
Sam, it's Harry. Listen, we're in a race with Fox. Apparently he's doing some big sound movie. I need you to wrap things up sooner.
Harry, this guy can't act.
He doesn't need to act, he just needs to sing.
While Sam struggled to get a decent performance from Jolson, I was still focused on the threat posed by Fox's movie tone. You see, the measly Warner Brothers having sound was one thing, but Fox ran a world-class studio. If he had sound, that was dangerous. I needed a defensive play, so I called Marcus Lowe, my old partner and owner of MGM Studios.
How are you?
Between the two of us, we owned nearly half the theaters in America. So we agreed to show each other's films and to sort of push other studios' films like Fox's to the sideline.
Here, drink this.
I've never been so insulted in my life. How dare
I knew
he?
this was gonna happen. He's trying to destroy you.
You know what they say about Zukor? That he would kill a man and then ask that man's mother to buy his corpse.
I believe it.
He's not even his own boss. He works for Wall Street.
Remember, you are the one that is going to rule Hollywood one day. As written.
Zukor's too powerful.
Power is temporary. Destiny is forever.
Then Fox did something unexpected. He made a film that Lowe and I would have to show. It was called Sunrise, a song of two humans. It was a huge budget drama with enormous stylized sets and tracking shots that went on forever. And it had synchronized music and sound effects. When it came out, it was considered to be a masterpiece of the silent film era. It put the Warner Brothers Don Juan to shame. Back at Paramount, I wondered if sound was worth the headache at all. I had big-budget silent films that were already in production. You take a movie like Metropolis, huge sets, moving camera, adding sound would be impossible. Maybe a music soundtrack and effects, but certainly not actors talking. Anyway, that was the least of my worries.
Apparently this is urgent. Is everything okay? No. Marcus Lowe is dead.
My former partner, the owner of MGM Studios. and one of my oldest friends was gone. His death reverberated across the industry. With Lowe gone, we all knew that his replacement would try to sell MGM to the highest bidder. Now, you'd think control of MGM would have gone to Louis B. Mayer, but it didn't. Mayer ran the studio, but at the end of the day, he was just an employee. The studio was owned by Lowe's Incorporated. And the Lowe's executive, one Nick Schenck, was now in charge. Schenck had been with Lowe since vaudeville days, and he was a money man more than anything. But to Mayer, Schenck was a threat to all the power he'd amassed and the image he had cultivated. Mayer had come a long way from his humble beginnings in Russia and as the immigrant son of a scrap metal dealer. And he made every effort to erase that modest past and be as American as possible. He started telling people he was born on the 4th of July, and even got into politics. Mayer started to contribute generously to the Republican Party, giving to candidates who shared his love of traditional American values. But while Mayer was growing his power and influence outside MGM, he was powerless over its sale. Everyone was preparing to either make a bid for MGM or figure out how to survive in the aftermath of a merger. Rumors were flying around. We were all wondering who was going to make the first move. But there was one studio that wasn't focused on the MGM sale: Warner Brothers. Production on The Jazz Singer was over budget and behind schedule because of one glaring problem: Al Jolson. Jolson was one heck of a live showman, but in a mostly silent movie, his performance was falling flat. So Sam tried his best to spice things up.
Toot-toot-tootsie, goodbye. Toot-toot-tootsie, don't cry.
Hey, Al, you got a minute? I've got some dialogue I'd love for you to try out.
No, I'm not saying that.
Sam knew he just wasn't capturing Jolson's live show energy or charm. And as the Jazz Singer spiraled out of control, the stress began to affect him. He started to have unbearable headaches and began popping pills to alleviate the pain.
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
Desperate to save the movie, Sam had one final idea, unbeknownst to Jolson.
Hey, Joe. For this next scene, I'll give you the signal to record. All right. Hey, Al. I want to try something different. So instead of going straight into the song, how about performing it as if you're on a stage or in a club? You know, say a few words to the audience. Don't worry, we're not going to record, all right? It's just to give the song a little more flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
Sam did roll the camera. And more importantly, he wrote the sound. And the performance he captured was out of this world.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet. Wait a minute, I tell you. You ain't heard nothing. You want to hear Toot Toot Tootsie? All right. Hold on. Hold on. Lou, listen. Play Toot Toot Tootsie. 3 choruses, you understand? And the 3rd chorus, I whistle. Now give it to him hard and heavy. Go right ahead. Toot Toot Tootsie. Goodbye. Toot Toot Tootsie.
Sam had done it. He'd finally made the first talking picture. He had taken a big risk going against Harry's orders, and now he had to wait and see if it would be worth it. The Jazz Singer premiered at the Warner Brothers New York Theater. Most of the movie was silent. No sound apart from the music soundtrack. Then Jolson started singing.
Wonderful pals are always hard to find. Some folks have one, some folks have none.
And the audience loved it.
And I was alone for years, but fate was kind. And in the end, sent me a friend. Blue sky, smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Oh, don't.
But then he talked.
You like that, Mama? I'm glad of it.
And they went crazy.
I'd rather please you than anybody I know of. Oh, darling, will you give me something? What? You'll never guess. Shut your eyes, Mama. Shut them for little Jackie. Oh, I'm going to steal something.
It was a home run, a smashing success. Sam's hunch was right all along, and The Jazz Singer became a watershed moment in Hollywood history. But none of the Warner Brothers were there to see it.
Thank you, Doctor. I know you did everything you could.
Sam Warner's health had deteriorated so much in the days leading up to the release of The Jazz Singer that the day before the premiere, he slipped into a coma and died. Neither Harry nor Jack wanted Sam to put talking in movies, but he did it all the same. Sound was here to stay. Talking pictures would start a revolution, sending studios and stars scrambling to adapt.
I'm switching all Fox theaters to sound.
Or die out. All while Hollywood sharks,
I don't trust him.
We're in a feeding frenzy for the ultimate prize.
I think this could be big. Really big.
MGM.
I'm gonna need $2 million.
But before the ink was dry on an MGM deal, Hollywood would again be shaken to its core.
Hollywood is a family, and it's built upon trust and loyalty.
As Wall Street's house of cards would come tumbling down.